The name of the lesson, food and components. I think second lesson is that, and I'm
Components
going to
of food.
explain that. Yeah, components of the food. Yeah.
That's a confusing lesson.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to start and sharing my screen along with you. And the name of the lesson is components of food. I have got that. Yeah. This is the lesson. In the components of the food, uh, we eat variety of food items such as milk, cereals, eggs, etc. Now, firstly, what is nutrition? The question number 1 in this chapter, you have to write in the homework. Okay, just questions, just write them. Okay, and I'm telling you answers also, but you have to write them later and send me. So question number 1 is over here. What is nutrition? And its answer is from here to here. Now, what is the meaning of nutrition? The process by which living organisms obtain food and utilize it for their growth and the development is known as nutrition. That means the process by which we organisms like human beings, etc., we obtain food and we utilize that food inside our body, and that food helps in the growth and development of the body, and that process is termed as nutrition. And there are food components present in that food, and that food components present in that food are called nutrients. So second question is, what are nutrients? So question number 2, what are nutrients? And you just leave the space to write the answers after the lecture. What are nutrients? The food that we eat has essential food components called the nutrients. Now, nutrients can be classified into 3 parts. Okay, so how the nutrients can be classified into? So nutrients can be, so there's one question next. What are different types of nutrients? What are different types of nutrients? So answer is first energy giving food, bodybuilding food, and protective food. And what else you have to write in the energy giving food? The food that is rich in carbohydrate or fats. That means the food which provides us energy, okay, is called energy giving foods. So mainly the carbohydrate and the fat, they provide us energy. So that's why all the food materials they which are rich in carbohydrate and fats, they are termed as energy giving food. Okay, so for example, if they ask the example, write the example of energy giving foods, and what is the answer? Wheat and rice, and you can also write the butter. Butter is the fat, wheat and rice is the carbohydrate. So this thing you have to write in the answer of energy giving food. Next one, bodybuilding food. The food that is rich in protein, the food which contains the protein helps in the growth of our body. So the food that is rich in the proteins is called bodybuilding food. So this is the another classification of the nutrients. And for example, milk, egg and fish. Now that means the food which are rich in carbohydrate and fat, they are termed as energy giving. The food which are rich in protein, they are the bodybuilding foods. Now the third classification is the protective food. The food that is rich in vitamins and the minerals is called protective food. That means the food items which contains the vitamins and minerals. Generally all the fruits, all the vegetables, they contains lot of vitamins. Okay, so they comes under the category of the protective food. So this is the classification of the different types of nutrients. Okay, so the next question number 3 is what? What are the different types of nutrients? Classify them. You have to write this answer. And after that, nothing else over here. Now in detail we have to study about carbohydrate, etc. So number one, energy giving foods. So what is carbohydrate? The food items that contains carbohydrates are the main sources of energy is just use this. Just leave it. And sources of the carbohydrate. There are two questions which can be created over here. Give two examples of food rich in carbohydrate. You can give any two examples. For example, rice and wheat. Okay? Clear?
Yes.
Okay. Now, name simple carbohydrate. Which gives instant energy. That is the sugar. Now, next question. How will you present the carbohydrate in a sample? Or which test is used to test carbohydrate? Which test is used to test the presence of carbohydrate in food items? And the name of the test, which reagent you can write over here. Which reagent is used to test the presence of carbohydrate? That means the Benedict reagent. So, next question. What happens when a Benedict solution, I'm not explaining this because I am explaining you in MTG. What happens when Benedict solution is added to any carbohydrate? Answer. It turns either yellow or brick red in color. Clear? Okay. So Benedict reagent is used to test that whether the carbohydrate is present in the food item. And how will we test that? If we add Benedict reagent to any food item, if it turns into yellow color, if it turns into brick red color, it indicates that carbohydrate is present in that food item. If the lot of carbohydrate is present, it turns brick red. If a small amount of carbohydrate is present, it turns generally yellow. Now there are two types of carbohydrates, simple carbohydrate and the complex carbohydrate. Okay, so what are two types of carbohydrates? Answer is number one, there are two types of carbohydrate. Number one, simple. Number two, complex. For the simple carbohydrate, we have the example glucose, And for the complex carbohydrate, we have the example starch. Complex carbohydrates are also known as polysaccharides, and simple carbohydrates are also known as monosaccharides. You can also add here, they are also known as for the simple, they are known as, I will write over here, simple carbohydrates are also known as monosaccharides. That means they are consist of one element, monosaccharides. And complex carbohydrates, they contain two or more saccharides, so they are known as polysaccharides. Clear?
Okay.
Is the test for the starch and glucose the same? No. Starch is tested with the help of iodine solution. Okay. So which reagent is used to test for starch in food? Iodine solution. Answer is iodine solution. What happens when iodine is added to any food item? Next question. What happens when iodine is added to food item? If a starch is present, it turns into blue black color. After the lecture, complete all the work and send me the photographs. Okay, so I just summarize all the lessons and all the important points in the form of question answers. Okay,
Okay.
now there's one question also you can write by your own. What are functions of carbohydrate? There are four primary functions. Carbohydrate provide energy, carbohydrate store energy, okay, they will macromolecules, and glucose energy is stored as glycogen. So I think these two are useless. These are the main two functions of a carbohydrate.
Okay.
Okay. Now next one. Listen, fat and carbohydrate both provide energy. Okay. Fat and carbohydrate both provide energy. But which gives more energy? Can you tell me?
Fat.
Yeah. Fat provides more energy. Examples of fat. Listen over here. Let's see. They release twice the amount of energy provided by the same quantity of the carbohydrate. Okay. If we take the same quantity of carbohydrate and fats, fats provide us more energy in comparison to the carbohydrates.
Okay.
Now, one more question you can write. Give two examples of fat. I know that you know that answer. So first answer, best answer, butter and ghee, or you can cheese. You can also write cheese. Now, how will you test the presence of fats? We use the ethanol. Okay, test the presence of fats, we use the ethanol. How will you test the presence of fat in food item? So we use ethanol. Do you know the formula for the ethanol? That is C2H5OH. Okay, we use ethanol to test the presence of fats. When we,
C2H5OH.
yes, C2H5OH. When we add ethanol, fat turns cloudy. What are fats? Fats are the oil. Okay, deshi ghee, that is the liquid. Now next question, obesity. It is given over here. What is obesity? When a person was overweight because of more amount of intake of fat and carbohydrate, it suffers from a disease. That means he gains the weight, and that condition is termed as obesity. What happens when we take more amount of fat? There are two types of diseases by which we can suffer. It may or may not be possible. First disease is obesity, I can say, and second one is cholesterol. And what is the cholesterol? Actually, there's a deposition of fats. There's a deposition of fats in our arteries near about the heart. Okay, so that condition is termed as cholesterol. Okay, it is given over here. Excessive intake of food led to the deposition of a chemical called cholesterol into our arteries and make them narrow, so the flow of blood in the arteries become difficult. This may even cause a heart attack or other heart diseases. And question is that this one. What happens when we take more amount of fat or excessive amount of fat? This is the answer. And second
Okay.
question, what define obesity? It is a very critical condition that a lot of human beings are suffering from that because of, they say that our cholesterol get increased. What is the cholesterol? That means there's a deposition of fats all around the arteries near about the heart.
Cholesterol in a little amount is actually good,
Yeah,
but too much is just bad.
yeah.
Right definition of cholesterol as well.
No, it doesn't ask. I think the question is just what happens when we take excessive amount of fat. Yeah, very good question. Why junk food is called the junk?
Why junk food
Because
is called junk?
Yeah, it is because junk food has no nutritional values. These food items have high fat and sugar content, which is not good for our health. A very good question for you
Yeah,
guys.
must. Because it is junk. It provides a lot of junk to your body.
Because it doesn't have any nutritional value. Okay. For example, if we gift flowers of paper, so this is useless because it has no smell. Okay.
Yeah.
So junk food is just like that. It gives no nutritional value to our body. I'm just simply give an example regarding that. Now the question, what are the nutrients? What are the 7 major nutrients you have to learn? After that, we have done this one, this one. Yeah, one question is left. What is diet? This question. Diet is the amount of food eaten by a person at a time. Different people have different diets. Huh? Some eat one chapati, some eat 10 chapatis. So diet is
No,
the amount of food eaten by a person at a time.
they are in a competition.
Yeah. Give some name of the important carbohydrates, cellulose, starch, sucrose. There are different names of the carbohydrates. Now, what
Those
is the
glucose,
definition of simple
fructose.
sugar and what is the definition of the complex carbohydrate? You can also write a simple carbohydrate in place of that. So now, what is simple carbohydrate? These are also referred as simple sugars. They contain single monosaccharide units, for example, milk, fruits, and vegetables. So I have covered, you have to write example number 7, what is diet, what are simple sugars, what are complex sugars. I will take MCQs in the last. Okay. Now the next topic, protein. Okay. Just go through the track learning. Just tell me the answers.
Food that is rich in carbohydrates or fats is called energy giving food.
Okay. Second,
There are examples of carbohydrates are also referred to as simple sugars, simple carbohydrates. For the third,
second one.
second one is carbohydrates.
Okay.
Third one is simple carbohydrates. For the third
Okay.
one,
Then,
simple carbohydrates.
okay.
Cellulose.
Okay. Listen, this carbohydrate present in cell wall. Please learn this MCQ. Okay. Just make a tick in your textbook. Next.
In the cell wall, yeah, I know that. Those is in transfer.
Next.
Protective food.
Yeah. Seventh. Uh, then.
Inside are bodybuilding food and they help in body growth and repair of damaged parts. I think
Hmm?
Proteins.
Okay.
Carbohydrates, proteins, fats, milk, and mineral resistance to inflammation. These nutrients. Option A, nutrients.
Okay. Now the next topic, protein. Now ready for the questions. When we hurt, sometimes our skin cuts and bleeding occurs. After a few days, we notice that new skin starts growing. It is because of the protein, which are known as the bodybuilding nutrients. So it's because of the protein in the bodybuilding nutrients we again get the skin over that. So proteins are required for building new cells and repairing worn-out cells in our body. Proteins help in growth of the body. It also helps in fighting disease and infections. So protein is very important. Okay, so it is given here. So I'm not covering from there. What are functions of protein? So proteins are required for growth and repairing of our body. They help in building new tissues. Uh, this one and this one. Protein is needed for building new tissues in short periods. You can take this one also. Protein help in proper functioning of our body. Only that one. I think only two are enough. Clear? Everything is there. Now, name two sources of protein.
Okay.
There's one more question I want to cover here. Why proteins are known as bodybuilding foods? Why proteins are known as bodybuilding foods? Protein make build new cells and repair the worn out cells in our body. Okay, so they are generally termed as bodybuilding foods. That much. Okay, done.
Yes.
After that, the same question, which is used test for the protein. Clear? Hmm? What chemicals are required So I think you can write the answer. Copper sulfate solution and the caustic soda. Okay. So what
Yes.
happens? There's one more question. What happens when we add copper sulfate solution and caustic soda? Protein turns violet in color. The food sample turns violet in color. Because you have to remember in which color it was turned, what we have to add for different test. Okay. So it's not easy. You have to remember, you have to learn these things so that the
Okay.
question must not be wrong. Okay. Now listen, there's one more question. Name the protein present in our hair.
That's keratin.
Yeah. But if you make the question like this, you must always remember that is correct.
And
Finish?
even in the nails there is keratin.
Hmm?
Even in the nails there is keratin.
Yeah, yeah. Now see, this is the same question we have. Why proteins are called building blocks? You can utilize this answer over there. Clear? And
Yeah.
according to me, it is an important one. You can say that it is VIP question. Okay,
VIQ.
VIP questions. This question: why proteins are called building blocks?
Discuss why proteins are called building blocks. Yeah.
Listen, we know that in between fats and carbohydrate, fats provide us more energy. But in between glucose and starch, which provides more energy? The sugar, which was simple, it provides more energy. That is the glucose provides more energy.
It provides instant energy.
Yeah. So the sugars which are simple, not the complex, they provide instantly energy. Okay. That's why when anybody gets dehydration, we just give them glucose to recover fast.
Then just 5 minutes later, they're like up on the thing again.
Now, there are two types of vitamins, fat soluble and water soluble. So, vitamin A, D, E, and K, these are the fat soluble vitamins. There's one question also. It may be, I think, later also. Name the vitamins which are fat soluble. I think now we enjoy the summative questions also. Yeah.
Yeah. Name which vitamins are fat soluble. ADHA, ADEC.
Now next. Yeah, fats are also known as energy banks.
Yeah, because you can go to that bank.
Yeah, we can just open the lockers and say that give me the energy.
ADEC. And ADEC is also in the fat.
Yeah, yeah. Now track or learning. Now tell me the answers.
That is carbohydrate. Carbohydrates is carbohydrates.
Tell me the answer. It is a very good definition of carbohydrate.
Yeah,
Carbohydrates are
yeah.
the compounds of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen. Hence are called energy giving components of food. Best answer. Next, tell me.
Butter and ghee are the fats obtained from animal
Which
sources.
sources? Yeah.
Animal. Saturated
Next.
is animal and unsaturated is plant.
It depends. Okay, third one.
Facts around certain organs such as eye and kidneys provide protection to these organs by acting as a shock
Shock
absorber.
us.
Energy giving.
Okay. Food that is rich in proteins is called.
Bodybuilding.
You know the answer, just speak out quickly.
Milk and fish are the examples of proteins.
Seventh.
In the food sample tested by copper sulfate and caustic soda, fat. Total requirement of proteins for an adult. Proteins for an adult. Is it around 30 grams? No, fat is 30 grams. I
I
think
think we have
60
seen
grams.
that. We have seen that, and you told me earlier, I think 60 to 90
50 to
grams.
60 grams.
Just check it that, okay, after some time.
I think it's
Now,
around 50 to 60.
vitamins and minerals. Just come to this. How much lesson is left? Oh God, it can't be completed, I think. No, 2 lectures are needed for that. Now, vitamins. So, first question, name productive nutrients. Yeah, what are productive nutrients? Sorry.
Oh,
So, vitamins and the minerals are called productive nutrients. And always the productive nutrients are needed in a very small quantities. And why they are productive nutrients? Why vitamins are called productive nutrients? Second question. Because they keep us fit and healthy and protect us from various diseases.
in
That's
Corona,
very,
there was a rush to get vitamin C, remember?
yeah,
Vitamin C, vitamin C, vitamin C, vitamin C. They'll all crowd everything up.
yeah. Now
Whenever there was.
there are different types of vitamins: vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, C, D, and this table is very important because this table consists of lots of MCQs can be made using this table. Okay, for the vitamin A is needed for the healthy eyes and skin. Okay, vitamin B1 for proper digestion, vitamin B2 functioning of nerves, B3 chemical reactions, B12 for production of blood cells in the bone marrow. So be attentive. Bone marrow for the B12 production of blood cells. Functioning of nerves, that is mentally disconnected, B2. And for the A, keep the eyes healthy mainly. Now
So
vitamin
basically,
C,
table one is the most important table.
citrus fruits, that is, it keeps the teeth and gums healthy. Vitamin D we get from sunlight. So please remember this, which vitamin we get from the sunlight, that is vitamin D, and also with the cod liver which we get from the fishes.
Vitamin
It,
D is actually called a sunshine vitamin.
it helps us our body. uh, बोलिए अभी नहीं रात में बात करना रात में आकर के अभी क्लास है गड़बड़ हो जाएगा uh, help our body to use calcium for strong bones and teeth Now vitamin A needed for, it's just used in vitamin K, that is green which is clotting of the blood. Clotting of the blood, vitamin K. So these are the important vitamins and important points which you have to kept in mind. There's a lot of questions. Which vitamin is needed for the eyes? Which vitamin is needed for the functioning of nerves? That is vitamin B12. So do you want to write the questions? May I speak out? Hmm?
Yes.
These vitamins are needed for the formation of red blood cells, that is iron. Not vitamin, not which mineral? Which
Okay.
mineral is needed for the teeth and bones? That is calcium. You just write one by one all the questions. You just write one by one all the question. Listen. Name the vitamin which keeps eyes healthy. First one. Second one, which vitamin is needed for functioning of nerves? Which vitamin is responsible for production of blood cells in our bone marrow? That was vitamin B12. Done?
Yeah.
Next.
And which vitamin is responsible for production of blood cells?
Yeah, and especially in bone marrow.
Actually, B12 is used, and actually there is a B12 based anemia and an iron based anemia.
Which vitamin keeps teeth and gums healthy? That is vitamin C. Then next question. Name vitamin we get from sunlight. That is vitamin D.
Name the vitamin we get from sunlight.
Yeah. Name vitamin help in clotting of blood. Answer vitamin K. Which mineral is needed for number one, formation of red blood cells? Answer is iron. Strong bones. Calcium. We used to give the pills of calcium to small children. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question. Which mineral required for, or we, there's one more question like this. Why we eat salt? Answer. Salt contains mineral iron required for mental health. You can see mental growth. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, which mineral is needed for the proper functioning of the heart? That was the
Why
magnesium.
are there so many minerals? Never burn magnesium or it will be bad.
Now, the same question is there. Name water-soluble vitamins and fat-soluble vitamins. It is B and C. Next question. Name fat-soluble vitamins. A, D, E, and K. C over here. Name the vitamin which is synthesized in the presence of sunlight. That is vitamin D. Why vitamins are called protective food? Sources of vitamin C, citrus fruit, okay, fish liver oil. That is cod oil. This question you will learn because a lot of children are suffering from the eye vision disease. I think more than 20 questions are there. I have given you.
45, I think.
Now track your learning.
Are the nutrients that are required by our body in small amounts for ions and scale, vitamins,
Okay.
and minerals are vitamins.
Uh,
Spinach, carrot, pumpkins, and butter are the sources of vitamin A.
listen. This is the very short answer. Why vitamins and minerals are called protective food? Because they help in protecting our body against diseases. Clear?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Now, these are the sources of.
Vitamin A,
Okay.
vitamin B12.
Okay. Now, as you have written all the questions thoroughly, you have a clear-cut mind. Okay, this is the answer. Now, green leafy
Green leafy
vegetable.
vegetables, tomatoes, and eggs are sources of vitamin A,
Okay.
are
Strong
responsible
bone.
for building strong vitamin D,
Then,
vitamin K, blood
lung.
clots.
Okay, clotting of blood.
Anemia
Yeah,
is a disease caused due to the
this is all
deficiency of
formula.
vitamin B12.
Clear? Because it is. Uh, Which mineral is also responsible for anemia? That is iron.
Iron and B12 both.
Yeah, both. Okay.
One you have less blood, in one you have less oxygen in the blood.
Yes.
Both is deadly if you get both of them.
Now, in next lecture, I will take all these. Okay.
Scurvy, posture, everything, right?
So listen.
Food
After the
components
lecture,
in our body are called nutrients.
after the lecture was over, just click all the pictures. Okay. When you completed all the answers, you send to me properly. Now, tell me the answer.
Nutrients.
Second.
That one is carbohydrates. Iodine,
Hmm? Okay.
iodine for
Benedict
starch.
is not given. Okay.
But- So it will be iodine.
Yeah. Third.
Ah, okay. Which of the is an energy giving component? That is carbohydrates and fats.
Listen, Athar. After the lecture, thoroughly learn what is the name of test for different nutrients. Okay. What is the
Yeah.
change in color, etc. You are not big
Roughage.
enough that you remember everything. Rafej?
No, I was talking about the next question.
Protective.
Yeah, protective. I said that. Roughage helps in movement of ball.
Yeah,
Scurvy is caused due to deficiency of vitamin C. Bleeding gums.
yeah.
All pirates used to have this earlier.
Hmm.
They used to have very little vitamin D. And the pirates used to get, oh god, my tooth is so bleeding and everything.
No, seventh.
Diseases which are caused due to deficiency of vitamins are called
Listen, listen, listen.
deficiency.
Listen. Write one question. What are deficiency diseases? And it is the answer. Write this question. It is important one. Write this question in your textbook. What is deficiency diseases? And this is the answer. Just write down.
Okay.
Okay, we will meet at 12 with the mathematics. Okay.
Okay, are called deficiency diseases.
Okay. So tomorrow we will again cover this lesson. Okay.
So at 12 o'clock with the maths.
Yeah.